This is a little, not a little. It's a normal pint, but it's called Weizen. It's like mm, very good beer. I love it.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if you call. I don't know if you like beers, but
Uh,
I
I'm
definitely recommend one.
I'm like, I don't know, I'm kind of weird. Beer was just never like a taste that I,
Oh,
acquired.
really?
Like, yeah, I know, and it sucks because beer is like
No.
it's such a social thing too. Like if you're you're hanging out with bands or hanging out with anyone, they're like, "Oh, can I get you a beer?" And you're just like
Uh,
I'm the kind of guy where I'll be like, "Yeah, sure," and then I'll just like force my way through because I don't want to be rude. If someone's like, "Hey, let me buy you a beer," I'm like, "Yeah, sure," and then I'm just like, "Oh," the whole time.
Okay, for those that join us here, live stream on Radio Bloodstream, I have a Kyle O'Connell, the drummer from the band 156 Silence,
What's up?
Pittsburgh, streaming live today.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right. Um, Kyle, we're streaming live straight to Europe and across the globe. Can you introduce a little bit the band, the history a little bit and how you end up in a band, maybe?
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm Kyle. I play drums in 156 Silence. I'm not an original member actually. I joined the band in 2019. This band's been around since like 2015, and there's been like a lot of lineup changes. Like a complete like style change. Like we don't sound the same now as we did before. Um, but like I knew the guys for a long time. I've known Jimmy for a while when he was in other bands before 156, and we've always just stayed in contact, and it just kind of like lined itself up to where they needed a bass player at the time, and I'd actually joined the band playing bass. So on Irrational Pull I played bass on that album, and then eventually we needed a drummer, and that's my instrument. I'm a drummer. So I was like, hey, I'll do it. And then we just then we picked up Lukas, and now we're as strong as we've been.
So, as far as I remember, you got guys that just released a new album, Narrative, on Friday, last
Yep.
Friday. Can you tell us about a little bit about this new album just coming out?
Yeah. It's actually interesting. So we started writing narrative um at the beginning of the pandemic, like 2 years ago.
Yep.
And we finished, so the album's been done for about 2 years, and we took time like demoing it out, really fine-tuning it, and then went to the studio with Andy at Bricktop and then re-recorded the whole thing and really got it to, where it is.
Yes.
But yeah, no, it's something that we're all really proud of. It's really nice that's finally out because, like I said, it's been 2 years that we've just had this album. We've been playing these songs and whatnot, and it's just like when everything was so uncertain in the pandemic, you know, I feel like that emotion kind of got you know conveyed into the album because it was tough, man. Like nobody knew it was happening. We were set to do tours. We just had a whole plan for this album rollout, and then the pandemic started, and it's just like, what do we do? So it's like, well, fuck, let's just rock it.
The good thing is about the bad thing is, everybody was in the same position as you guys because I interviewed so many bands over the last 2 years, and it's pretty much you hear the same story. We have the album pretty much ready to go, and all of a sudden the pandemic hit, and what to do now? Should we release it and then we tour whatever we can, or should we wait and maybe just enjoy the time off and maybe create another album, or maybe we can work out more beyond the almost released album. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I hear these stories all over again. So, okay, let's say all good. Where you are guys with the touring? Because I didn't get any dates. If you guys coming out with this new album, supporting this new album.
Um, so we don't have any dates like surrounding this release, but we do have a full US tour coming up at the like it's end of like end the end of October, pretty much through most of November. And that's like a full US.
And you doing it by yourself, or you going with
Oh,
someone else?
the band Great American Ghost is the headliner, and then there's actually another band that's on the tour from Pittsburgh. They're called Hazing Over. They'll be with us as well, and everybody's on the full tour.
Right. So do you know the story about the 156 silence? How did they come up with?
The name.
Yeah,
So
just like what the hell is the name for?
so it's really interesting because I think it wasn't until probably like I'd say 8 months to a year ago to where we actually figured out like what the name was. So for the longest time, nobody knew what it meant because the name was came up with by the original vocalist. So
Yep.
what happened was he was at like an art museum or something like that,
Yeah.
and he was looking at this I don't know if you would call it like an installment or something. It was like a big piece where it was sheet music, right?
Oh,
And so
okay.
it had like bars like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it continued on, and the music I guess went faster or something as the bars went on. And then the final bar was 156. And then after that, it just said silence. And
Okay.
and so he saw that and was like, wow, that I must have like, struck something with him. So that's where the name came from.
Wow, what an interesting story.
Yeah, no, when he find because we've asked him that like it was like a year ago or something. Our guitar player Jimmy reached out to him because they're still friends and whatnot, and he's like,
Yes,
what does the name mean? Where does this came from? Like
exactly.
everybody wants to know. And so
Yes,
when I found out, I was like, wow, that's actually pretty cool. That's interesting.
very interesting because I was like, I always like, what the hell is what the name? You hear all the kind of crazy names, but it was like a
Mhm.
156 silence.
I think
It
my
is
favorite
actually
part
means something.
Yeah, my favorite part about that though is we get asked that a lot. And before
Of
we knew what
course.
it meant, it was kind of like a game that we played where we would just come up with something on the spot.
Oh, really?
Like I think one of the ones that I remember was someone asked what it meant, and I can't remember who told them that, but they said, so when you jump out of an airplane and you're falling, once like you hit 156 miles per hour like speed, your hearing cuts out. And then like that's just a total bullshit thing. Like I don't even think that's true. But like someone said that to somebody and they're like, wow, that's crazy.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was just like just pull it out of their ass.
This is what exactly I was thinking first. It was like I was trying to Google out. It's like, is it Wikipedia or something? Is it something, a miss in the history? Or,
Uh-huh.
it's like, bloody hell, what that means. I have to ask. Thank you very much for that.
Hell yeah.
All right. So Kyle, drummer.
Mhm.
Um, what are you playing? What kind of instrument you have?
Like my setup.
Yes.
So right now I'm playing like for shells, it's a SJC Pathfinder kit. It's kind of like their entry level kit. They're like, I don't want to say mass manufactured, but you can get them at like Sweetwater and whatnot. Great sounding kit, tours well, doesn't break the bank. Um, as for cymbals, Zildjian guy. I love Zildjian. I've bounced around, I've tried different brands, but I've always found myself coming back to Zildjian just because like customer service is great. They make a great product. They have a very wide variety of cymbals, effect symbols. Basically, you can get whatever you want. And I mean, like, they have that Mega Bell ride that when you go and see like metal bands play live,
Yep.
like 9 out of 10 times, their drummer has a Mega Bell ride because it's just a massive bell and gives that nice loud ping. Like it's like an iconic symbol at this point.
Yes.
So, but yeah, no, Zildjian cymbals, rocking SJC shells now. Yeah.
Um, do you have like a, let's say, personal made sticks?
Oh, sticks, ProMark for sure. Like, I love I played, I mean everybody starts out like playing like Vic Firth or something. Played Vic Firth for a while, bounced to Vader, back to Vic Firth. Then a buddy of mine told me to try out ProMark, and they make a stick. It's like the Shirakashi oak. It's probably the most durable stick I've ever played. I love how it feels. I use Evans heads too, which all that's made by Diodario. Um, they make great stuff. But yeah, definitely highly recommend using ProMark sticks and like Evans drum head.
Promax sticks. All right.
ProMark sticks, yeah.
Okay. Non-paid promotion. Anyway, so let's go back to the album. By the way,
Okay.
for those who join us, I have Kyle here from 156 Silence, the drummer,
What's
on a
up?
call from Pittsburgh today, USA, and we talk about the new released album Narrative. And now we're going to find out what actually is on the album. So, can you tell us more about the album, Kyle? I'm just reading here 11 tracks.
Mhm.
So, is there any story behind who actually behind the music and lyrics in the band?
Well, as far as lyrics go, I can't really speak too much on that. That's totally like Jack's department. But musically, Narrative was the first record that I actually was a part of the full writing process. Because when I joined the band, Irrational Pole was already done. So
Right.
when we actually, sat down and started writing this record, I was like, okay, I'm, finally a part of the process and getting it through. And I think our main goal with this record was we just kind of like wanted to expand on our sound from Irrational Pole, take, what we had going on there. And it's like, how can we make it better? And then we all have like different influences and whatnot that kind of like make its way onto the album too. But I think mainly we just kind of wanted to stick to, what we know, but not do the same thing over and over again. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
we definitely have like a sound, and we don't really want to stray from that,
Yeah.
but we we all, like I said, have different influences, all like different things. So that definitely plays a part in, how everything comes out.
Who is behind the cover? I mean, artists who actually
Uh,
create the album.
Ben
It's
Hoagland.
kind of it's like a look like a window somewhere. For those who don't know, it's on the Facebook page radiobloodstream.com, and you definitely can find on the 156 Silence all the social media as well. And it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool cover. You can see like it's look like a window, and then goes in kind of crazy things. So can you tell us more about the album, Kyle?
Like the album cover.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so basically, like I said, the artist was Ben Hoagland, and we kind of just we sent him the album, he sent him the lyrics, and there's certain pieces like from the album, little things like within lyrics and whatnot. Like I know there's like a cassette tape on the front of the cover. If you when you listen to the album, you'll
I
hear
don't know if
there's
you
like,
can. You probably
yeah, there,
can't see it now because I have
no, the
the camera.
background kind
So
of,
the background is damaging. So anyway, so if you go, sorry, Kyle,
no,
if
you're
you go
good.
on one of the social media 156 silence, you definitely will see the cover. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. But like there's like a cassette tape on the front, and when you listen to the record, you'll hear like cassette tape sounds and stuff like being played through. There's a lot of like atmospheric stuff on the album. But yeah, no, there's just things from like the lyrics and whatnot that we just wanted to like put onto the cover just to, I don't know.
There's a little book on there as well on the left, look like, and there's all kind of pieces around the window, all kind of very interesting
Mm.
stuff. So yeah, you see, who's the artist?
Ben Hoagland.
Oh, Ben Hobley. I didn't hear that. All right, so basically, you can find the guys 156 Silence on the Facebook. It's 156 Silence, and the Twitter 156 Silence, and the Instagram 156 Silence again. So yeah, and there's a definitely you can buy one of the records already. It's released. It's called Narrative. It's 11 tracks on it, so definitely recommend it. The album have a premiere, worldwide premiere on Radio Bloodstream last Saturday. So I didn't look the charts yet, but as far as I heard, I heard about two or three people just email me back. What the hell was it? It was nice, good. When we can get it, so
Mhm.
there you go.
Oh yeah.
So and what I was trying to say something. So the tour is coming up.
Hmm.
You said October, November.
Yeah, it's October 26th to November 20th.
Yes. And so you touring. Oh, wow, that's cool. And it's any restrictions at the moment? Is it all good in the US? Or what's the status? Because I didn't talk to anyone for a
Mhm.
while.
I don't think there's any restrictions right now. I know it varies on the venue. They usually like when you go to shows and stuff, you'll still see some people wearing masks and whatnot. I don't think
Right.
anybody's enforcing a mask mandate right now.
It's just
I do
like a,
know I do know that some venues do still check like vax cards or for like recent negative tests and
oh,
stuff like
really?
that.
Oh,
But
okay.
I mean, to be honest with you, like just touring all over the country, it changes a lot. Some places don't ask for anything, don't, nothing. And then some places, they're like masks recommended, and they'll check your vax cards and whatnot. Um, so it's interesting to see how it's like it changes from just pretty much from like state to state. When you get out towards like New York and like more East Coast states,
Hmm.
you'll find that they do have like the vax requirements or like recent negative tests and stuff like that. But once you kind
Okay.
of get more towards like the Midwest and whatnot, they get a little more lax on it.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it's a little bit like in Europe, when you travel, because I live in UK,
Mhm.
so that one is pretty much after the war in Ukraine, everything goes away and everything focuses on this thing. And so UK is pretty much, you don't see much people wearing a mask one here or there.
Mhm.
And then if you go, let's say in Germany, so that's a little bit more, they're more in depth, you still see when they have like a government tiny things, they're still wearing masks, but it's not mandatory. It's recommended.
Mhm.
And I think some of the like a massive transportation, you should have mask, but I'm not quite sure about that.
I know,
And
I'm pretty sure on like flights and stuff, I think you still have to wear masks for stuff like that.
depends on an airline.
Oh, really?
Very interesting, yes. Or when you're flying from to. So it's really strange because let's say I was flying from Germany to UK
Mhm.
and then was like, where you have your mask? Well, I didn't wear any mask when I was flying in. It's like,
Yeah.
no, 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 you have to. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's very hard to track these things lately. So
It is. I mean, we always try to keep them with us, just in case we run into a situation where like, okay,
yes,
we need to have them
yes.
on. And then for me, sometimes if there's just like a lot of people, I'm like, maybe I should throw it on just to just to be a little safe.
Yep. All right. Well, at least it's not that crazy like 2 years ago, it's really crazy.
It was a very interesting time because I mean I feel like a lot of people never experience stuff like that because I mean when you go to like if you go to Japan for example when if someone has like a cold or sick or something it's very commonplace for them to wear a mask because there's such a mass population and they try to keep down the
Yes,
spread of colds and stuff like
yes,
that but over in like the US nobody had I don't even know people would even think that's to do that so it's
yes.
like it was definitely a big thing over here.
I can imagine, yeah, because I used to live in Chicago for about 11 years.
Oh wow,
So I
okay.
can definitely
Oh yeah.
imagine, how difficult that was. Just what? You want me to wear a mask? Are you fucking crazy?
So some people got upset. I mean, honestly, me personally, I didn't care. I mean, I have a big beard, so it was like kind of annoying, but
Yeah, I
I
totally
was just
get
like,
you.
whatever, dude. Like I'm just trying to do my thing, get about my day. Like I don't
That's it.
care.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. Like
Okay. All right, Cal. Before I let you go, is anything else you want to add before maybe I forgot something you like to, say hello or say something? What do you think?
uh nah, just stream narrative, check it out. And
Cool.
if anybody in the US is watching for playing near you, come out to a show. And if you're not in the US, hopefully we'll be playing for you soon. Fingers
And
crossed.
book 156 Silence in Europe. Bloody hell, they're good.
Please book us in Europe. We want to go so bad.
Yes, 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 yes. All right. Yeah, UK definitely very good destination. Germany, Czech Republic,
I hear
Holland. Yeah, very good destinations for bands like you guys.
for like
Definitely. Yes.
talking to like other friends that are in heavy bands and whatnot that have toured over in like Europe and whatnot, they always say it's like bands get treated the best there out of anywhere else. That they're like you get treated like
Good.
kings.
Good
It's
to hear that.
insane.
Good, good,
Which
good.
yeah, and I'm like, great, awesome, book us. I would love to go.
All right, Kyle. Thank you
Oh
very
yeah.
much. Keep listening. 156 Silence. There's a new album just out narrative. 11 tracks available on every platform. So get a hand on one of these. And for promoters, please get in here.
Peace.
All right, dude. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time and hopefully see you soon.
Right on. Have a good one, man.
All right, take care. Bye bye.
See you.